Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're setting off on an incredible journey to explore the absolute genius of life itself. We're going to uncover the amazing secrets of survival and see how living things have totally mastered some of the most challenging places on Earth.
So, have you ever really thought about it? How does life manage to thrive in what seem like the world's most impossible places? We're talking about scorching deserts, frozen peaks. Life doesn't just hang on, it thrives. But how? Well, that's the big puzzle we're going to piece together in this explainer. Okay, here's our game plan for today. Think of it as our expedition map. First, we'll get the basics down with life's home and toolkit. Then, we'll journey across the land, and right after that, we'll take a deep dive into the water. We'll wrap it all up by zooming out to see the universal life code that connects everything.
All right, first things first. Before we head out, we've got to get our gear in order. To really appreciate the genius of survival, we first need to understand the fundamental rules of the game.
So let's start with this word, habitat. You know, it's so much more than just an address. It's like a custom-built, fully equipped home. It's the whole support system, providing everything an organism needs: food, water, air, shelter. The word itself literally means a dwelling place.
And every single habitat is made of two main kinds of parts. You've got the biotic components, that's all the living stuff, the plants, the animals, even the tiny microorganisms. And then you've got the abiotic components, that's the non-living stage set. We're talking rocks, soil, air, water, sunlight. The real magic happens in the dance between these two. Okay, so if the habitat is the home, then adaptation is the specialized toolkit that lets an organism succeed there. And these aren't just random quirks, these are basically nature's superpowers, fine-tuned over countless generations to perfectly match the challenges of that home.
All right, toolkit packed, concepts understood, let's start our expedition on land. And let me tell you, this is where we're going to see some of the most extreme challenges, and in turn, some of life's most brilliant solutions.
Our first stop, the scorching desert. Just picture it, blazing heat by day, bone-chilling cold by night, and water is almost impossible to find. Seriously, how could anything possibly make a living here?
Well, what's so fascinating is seeing how different forms of life tackle the exact same problems. Take the camel and the cactus. To beat the heat, the camel has long legs to lift its body off the hot ground. To save water, it barely sweats and has super efficient kidneys. The cactus? It has its own tricks. Its leaves evolved into spines to minimize water loss. Its stem is waxy to seal moisture in, and its roots dig deep for any drop they can find. An animal and a plant, both engineering genius solutions.
Okay, now let's do a complete 180. From the searing desert, we are climbing high into the frigid, windy world of the mountains. This place demands a totally new set of survival tools.
And up here, you can really see how an organism's shape is perfectly suited for its job. Trees are cone-shaped with sloping branches, not to look good, but so that heavy snow just slides right off. Smart, right? And the animals are just as clever. The yak and snow leopard have these incredibly thick coats for insulation. Meanwhile, the mountain goat has powerful hooves that act like built-in climbing shoes for navigating those dangerous cliffs.
Our last stop on land brings us to the grasslands. It might not look as extreme, but this wide-open space is the stage for one of nature's greatest dramas, the never-ending battle between predator and prey.
And what unfolds here is a perfect example of an evolutionary arms race. Check this out. The lion, the hunter, has eyes on the front of its head for pinpointing prey. So the deer, the hunted, evolves eyes on the sides of its head for a panoramic view to spot danger from any angle. The lion has camouflage to sneak up. The deer has massive ears to hear the faintest sound. For every advantage the hunter gains, the hunted develops a counterdefense. It's absolutely fascinating. We've crossed the land, and now it's time to plunge into a completely different world. Life in the water requires its own, totally unique set of tricks and tools. So, let's dive in. Our first dive takes us into the vast ocean, the single largest habitat on our planet. It is a world of crushing pressure, powerful currents, and one big central challenge. How do you breathe when you're surrounded by water? Well, when it comes to breathing underwater, there's more than one way to crack the code. Fish are the obvious masters, right? They use gills to pull dissolved oxygen directly from the water, an amazing feat of biological engineering. But mammals like whales and dolphins took a different path. They kept their lungs and evolved blowholes, which are basically just repositioned nostrils that act like built-in snorkels. They just pop to the surface, take a breath, and dive back down.
From the huge, deep ocean, let's surface in the calmer waters of ponds and lakes. Freshwater brings its own set of puzzles to solve, especially for plants that have to figure out how to deal with currents and get enough sunlight.
The design of aquatic plants is just remarkable. Floating plants, like a water lily, have these waxy leaves that basically act like tiny, waterproof rafts. The plants that live completely submerged are clever too. They have narrow, ribbon-like leaves that just go with the flow of the current instead of breaking. And since they're literally swimming in nutrients, many have tiny root systems. I mean, why bother digging for dinner when it's floating all around you?
We have seen such incredible diversity on our journey, from the desert sands to the deep sea. But for this final section, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the fundamental blueprint that connects every single one of these amazing organisms.
It's a great question, isn't it? After seeing all these hyper-specialized creatures, it seems like a cactus, a lion, and a person would have absolutely nothing in common. But the truth is, all of them and you are playing by the exact same fundamental rules of being alive.
Believe it or not, this is it. This is the universal rulebook for life. Every single living thing, from a cactus to a lion to you and me, follows these 7 rules. It needs food for energy. It grows. It respires or breathes. It responds to the world around it. It gets rid of waste. It reproduces. And it moves in some way. This is the shared code that connects every organism on the planet.
So our journey has shown us that life is an incredible, ingenious problem solver, adapting to fill every possible corner of our planet. And that leaves us with one final, truly awe-inspiring question. If this is what life can do here, on Earth, just imagine the incredible forms it might be taking, adapting and thriving on worlds way beyond our own.